Play the one over there, suppose. Jamaica. Let us go for better Jamaica. In this election, let us go for the Jamaica Labour Party. Everybody. Play the next one. Play the next. PNP Mash Up IC. Everybody go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Guys, let me know if you can hear. Let me know how the audio is, because when it's not one thing, it's the other. I've been having a little technical difficulty. So just let me know if everything is all right with the audio. Moderator, everybody chat good night. Welcome to JPU. Thank you. Thank you. It's low. Okay, let me turn it up. All right. So welcome to the program, guys. Always too much people come from so quick. How happened? Something I give away over here? Oh my goodness. All right. So what are we here about tonight? We have breaking news over here tonight, guys. Moderator, good night. How are you? Maryland in the house. Welcome, everybody. Wherever you are watching from tonight, whether you are in Jamaica, whether you are in the diaspora, just big up everybody. Big up to all the people who are avid listeners of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. No matter, I'll when come on late sometime, even though I apologize. I don't like to be late, but you know it go. The people wait and the people not gonna wait. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anyway, the breaking news tonight. Mr. Amos is supposed to join us, guys. I hope that everything goes well with the connection, with the audio and everything like that. So make we just get started before he calls. Tonight, there is breaking news. A source close to JPU and a source close to law enforcement told JPU that PNP aspirant, member of parliament in waiting, was pulled over by the police on Saturday in a stolen Mercedes Benz. This happened on Saturday. The candidate was not, as far as I know, the candidate was not charged, was not arrested. However, the vehicle was seized. I have not seen this on any mainstream media in Jamaica. I have not seen it on any blogs or anything, but I was reliably told, and I am going to say alleged, even though I was reliably told by a source close to law enforcement. Sentence police. So, normally under normal circumstance, I am damn certain if I am caught in a vehicle that is reported stolen, me know prisoner miss me, because it's true. Me identical to my mother. Me bad lucky, you know. Them way there. So me know say prison would miss me. But one of the reasons why the person reach out is because they're saying that, you know, the way in which things was done, you know, that there were no charges and stuff like that. Now, I am sure that when the candidate see this, the candidate is not gonna be happy about it, right? But when you thrust yourself into politics, you know, you're gonna be talked about. That's just the way it works. That's just how it works. You know, even when we live in a time now where the media in Jamaica they might can cover up things and sweep things underneath the rug, but we don't live in that time anymore. You have, you know, blogging sites, you have bloggers and vloggers and people like JPU will bring you the truth and bring you the news. And remember, nobody can come over here so can say, if you apologize. Cause, sorry, we not come out and come tell lie. You understand? So, I don't know. This is, we're going to wait and see in the upcoming days to see if the police or if the mainstream media or if any of the political parties will say something. When you heard about it, let me read some of the comments then. The candidate is going to be running against Xavier Main down there in St. Anne. Mr. Vegas, come here. This is the woman who had the conference down in St. Anne recently, Danishka Williams, who, you know, the people that were invited to perform got up there and the SYM, the language and stuff like that. Um and I don't know if there was an apology. I didn't follow it up or anything. She also came on a platform recently and attacked Mr. Vegas and said that Mr. Vegas' career done. So Mr. Vegas can't even get a shoe on them something there. You understand? So me no know the politics. I don't know. I mean, this is not the way that you want to make your debut on the political stage. I mean, already, in my view, there are too many mistakes. And you know what, though? It is alleged. Cause people down there ask me, say, oh this woman I walk with so much gunman. I don't know if the people them are gunman, you know, cause me not see them. You understand? So una have to go talk to the police about that. I don't know. But the style of politics where Danishka come with, I don't know if Danishka ready for them kind of politics here. Modern day politics, you know, have to walk up and down with no bag of man. Me no know as me say people, I don't know if the people them are gunman. So when no bother run go talk, say only hear say JPU say gunman and Danishka walk. Okay? I don't know. But I'm saying you're coming into the politics, you have to be ready. You understand? And me no know. So far, too many hiccups. Too many hiccups. But the person of the stolen vehicle, I don't know who reported the vehicle stolen or how it go. I don't know. All I know is that a source close to law enforcement said that on Saturday, the vehicle was pulled over by the highway patrol. Vehicle was stolen, reported stolen. Um, no arrest, no charge, but the vehicle was taken into custody. That's the story. I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys saw this upload that I did earlier. Mr. Amos is gonna be calling over here. Let me see what time it is. I don't think he called yet. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, so I addressed the concerns that people had and the things people were saying. about the MP in waiting caretaker, MP caretaker for Northwest St. Catherine, Mr. Amos. I don't know if you guys watch this upload, but my opinion on it, there was also a voice note that I played as well, where Mr. Amos was saying that, his detractors, and all the rumors and things going on, he spoke very strongly about, the history of the constituency, where he got it in 2015 and where it is now. I'm of the opinion that it would be ridiculous to move him at this stage in the game. I don't think it makes sense. So whatever concerns are there, maybe he can get some assistance. I don't know. That was just my opinion on it. So I hope you guys checked it out. But while we wait for Mr. Amos, guys, yesterday some letter something did I go wrong. I never really put too much energy into it because you know what turned me off about it? Yesterday me say the people them from over Blunderbuss come out and attack in a parables. At first me see that. Then come out attacking a parables about this leaked email that was sent to the Integrity Commission. No, I am just stunned by George Davis, you again, and you may attack from over Blunderbuss them. If you are going to come out and make a report about something, you know make the report, man. You come out attacking how much parable. If you're not going to give the people them the information, don't say anything. But yeah, make reference to other bloggers. Yeah, tell the people them to go over somewhere else, go look. And yeah, say, boy, I can't say anything else or anything more. I mean, say, but our body, so we're not professional in the media. Anyway, guys, this letter that I speak of, signed by somebody named, Mark something or other. I don't even remember the name. But the person signed the letter, and in this letter, the person alleged that Kevin Stevens are beatings over the IC. Beatings. Al Ellis, what kind of lawsuit? If he not know if the thing authentic or not, he no can say allegedly. Him can say allegedly and read letter to the audience and tell the audience where him know. And find out who is the man who signed the letter and them something there. Thank you, Geneva. Person name is Mark Swaby. I tried to do a little investigation. Nobody don't know who the heck Mark Swaby is. So them they are waste of time. So I don't know where you better come talk for. Nobody say nothing if you don't have the information. You go get the information and then you come talk to the people. Enough time I come out here and know things I'm not talking until me do the investigation and come with the full information. That's why I don't love over here, so you know. But people like George Davis, them are rookie, man. Them to come off of the platform, you know, come down because you can't come to the people and with them something there. That's crazy to me. So Mr. Mark Swaby, run out now, because we don't know who you. If the letter was supposed to be an anonymous letter, right? You have to have a little more than just a name to go on or a pseudonym or something like that. I can't bother with them and lame something here. I want thing I like, people. You see people when have courage, me and them, me can't work with them, People when I have no courage, me can't deal with them. So, when you're in a public life, whether you're over the Integrity Commission, whether you're aspirant, member of parliament aspirant, once allegations are out there, the job of the media is to come out and put it to the fore. They don't have to come out in an accusatory manner. Just like how you don't hear me come out here and say Danish Katif the Benz. Me telling you say, According to my sources, she was pulled over in the stolen Benz. And them seize the Benz. But me never tell you no say she thief no Benz. Because me no know. And them look at something them me a talk about. So when people are talk about lawsuit and rare, because a lawsuit in the not go report things, nothing can go so. But the letter that I speak of, this letter made some allegations against Kevin Stevenson, saying that, when he was investigating and putting the investigation together against the Prime Minister, there were legitimate concerns about aspects of the investigation and information allegedly that was withheld. Information that probably, would have answered some questions, or information that probably would have, eliminated any opinion that the Prime Minister did something unethical or something wrong. So the person writing says that the Integrity Commission is compromised, and basically they should be dismantled. I am of the opinion that the PNP mash up the IC. The Jamaican people have lost confidence in the IC, and I think the IC, if it is being funded by the Jamaican people, the IC should be defunded and restructured. And all of these PNP operatives over there, because that is, we don't need somebody to write an anonymous letter to tell us that the Integrity Commission, there are people, I do believe that there are people there who want to do the right thing. While you have political operatives in there, and them and those people are clashing. Therefore, the Integrity Commission is no longer a body that can act in the interest of the people. It cannot. You have to get these political operatives from out there and the people that they're appointing, and stop wasting taxpayers' money. Stop it. It doesn't make any sense. For example, now, the investigation where them say them make the international people them do, and the Prime Minister, where they found nothing. Why them don't release that investigation there? And them look at something the people are talking about. This does not make any sense. Pantan gone, Greg Christie gone, Kevin is leaving, Dayton Campbell, friend at 20 years old. Look here, mash up this and restructure it. That's what we need to see. It is a waste of taxpayer money, and shame on the PNP for destroying the IC. When the PNP was campaigning on the investigations that were going on, because people on the IC were leaking information to them, I didn't hear the IC come tell them, say, stop that. You're not supposed to come out here and do that unless we table something in the parliament. They didn't even come out and try to save their own asses. They just sat there quietly while the PNP campaigned on, what they were leaking. Give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, I have Mr. Amos on the line here. I'm just gonna let Mr. Amos introduce himself real quick, and then we'll ask him a few questions. Mr. Amos, good evening. Thank you for joining Jamaica Politics Uncovered.
Good evening to you and to your listeners.
Thank you. You want to introduce yourself to the people real quick?
Well, my name is Newton Amos. I'm hail from St. Catherine. I was born and grown up in Mount Rasa, just on top of the hills of Yorton. And I'm sure by now, most, if not all, would appreciate who I am and what I've done over the years. And, so I'm now in politics, and I have been representing the Jamaica Labour Party since September of 2015.
Okay.
Up until now.
Okay. So, Mr. Amos, the reason why I asked for you to join us, and I'm glad you did, thank you for joining, is because as we get closer to the election, there's been talks about the candidates who are, running in the constituency. So you are representing the Jamaica Labour Party. And can you just tell the people what is the status of the JLP in the constituency at this time, and how do you feel going into the election?
Well, the status of the campaign as we speak, I have just left earlier today. I have been in the constituency where I visited up on several things that are taking place there, and the people are upbeat. And I have an organization on the ground. I have had that in place since 2016. And despite the fact that I have lost 2 elections, I have kept the organization in tune. I have been in touch with them, and therefore it's not hard for me to get the machinery up and running once again when there is an election in the year. So my support there and the support for the JLP is as strong as ever, and even more stronger, because a lot of young people are now a part of the voters list, and they are very optimistic of their future with a prime minister such as ours, and they have recognized themselves with him. And because of the work that we have been doing as an organization in St. Catherine Northwestern, the people remain with the JLP. I have not been able to take over the seat in terms of winning, but we have made tremendous strides in bringing the seat to a marginal one. And I am confident that the JLP will be able to win the seat this time around for several reasons that I could give to you if I'm allowed to.
Sure.
Now, we all know the history of St. Catherine Northwestern. It has been viewed and seen, and quite rightly so, because the PNP has had control representing the constituency. And all 4 divisions, we have the Linstead division, the Treadways division, the Yorton division, and the Lower Huddersfield division. And since over the past 36 years, Mr. Pickersgill had a hold on it, along with the 4 councillors. Well, the individual councillors change over time, but they still control the divisions. And in 2016, I succeeded Dr. Nisbet, and Mr. Pickersgill consistently won that seat, majority of over 4,000 votes. My first attempt was in 2016, September. I lost the seat by 900 votes. And 4 years after, 2016, I lost by 22 votes. And we had a magisterial recount because there were a number of discrepancies. And the eventual last count was 127. And since then, we have had 3 candidates since 2016 up until now. Mr. Pickersgill, when he realized that he was not going to be successful the next time around, he went. And then he placed Mr. Graham, who was the councillor for the Lower Huddersfield division. And Mr. Graham, we had a magisterial recount. And now Mr. Bunting was in the constituency when Mr. Graham became missing. And at one point, I think Bunting was declared as the chairman for the constituency. And then we had Mr. Price. he was also there at one point, and then Mr. Crawford. And so at least 5 of them have had the displeasure of encountering them in the constituency. And I said the displeasure with nothing unpleasant, but simply because they are all non-performers, and they are just trying to find a seat where they think that they will be able to win easily. But I think that over time they have found it when they came into the constituency and they saw the organization of the JLP underground, they came to a realization that it's no longer a safe seat for the PNP. So they have had second thoughts. So Mr. Crawford is the gentleman who is now on the ground. And I am positive that the JLP will win the seat. Mr. Crawford is a person that is well known throughout Jamaica. He's well known as a result of his speech. He's linguistic, he speaks very well, and he can charm a cow to die. But this time around in St. Catherine, Northwestern, he's not going to be able to charm much people other than those that have already been charmed by the PNP. Because they have done nothing in the constituency over the past 30 years to cause the people to gravitate towards them in any meaningful way. That's why they have been losing votes over a sustained period because of their lack of performance in the constituency. I can look at the magnitude of events that permeates their lack of work in the constituency. If you look at our roads, we have the worst set of roads in the constituency. If you look at our markets, the Linstead markets, one of the well-known markets of Jamaica all across the globe, is at the worst. It is dirty. If you go into Linstead over a weekend after the people would have gone through their wares, the place is smelly. There's no order inside there. If you look at our cemetery, every single one from Yorton to Commodore to Loyaldersville, every one of them is in a state of disrepair. If you look at the water condition right now in Orangefield and going into Whitehouse, section of Yorton and Charlton, Brownstone, Treadways, York Street, the question of water is very, 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 very poor. If you look at our infrastructure, our bridges, we have a bridge in Linstead that connects the Linstead town into Vanity Fair. And that bridge was built probably during slavery.
Jesus.
And it has been rotten away over these many years. And at any minute, it can collapse. And dozens of recommendations made to Mr. Pickersgill. It didn't move him. Mr. Graham is aware of it. It has not moved him. And so we are now trying to get some help for that bridge and the other bridges in the constituency. Almost all the buildings, whether they are, especially among the government buildings, the police station is in a state of disrepair. The police station in Loyaldersville, I took the now Prime Minister inside there in 2016 and showed it to him, and he promised the police officers there that if he won, he would have built them a new station. And just months after, Loyaldersville had one of the better police stations in the country. And so everything that had in place in the constituency have run down, have become a decaying factor. The question of employment among our young people, training for our young people, that is non-existent. All the areas that you can think of for the development of the space and the development of the people, whether collectively or individually, is at a standstill. Why? Because we have no one representing them at the level in which they needed to be represented. Mr. Garrix, who is the councillor for Linstead, has done absolutely nothing for that division. Mr. Rose, the councillor for Treadways, has done absolutely nothing for that division. Then there are two new councillors, Mr. Tingling for Yorton, and I think it's Mr. Grant for Lower Huddersfield. They have just won in the last municipal election, so I won't comment much on them, because to be fair to them. But I have no doubt in my mind that they will follow suit as the ones before them. So we are upbeat. Mr. Graham, if you look at some of my interviews in 2016 coming up into 2020, you will see exactly what kind of representative that I spoke about. I spoke about Mr. Pickersgill. I spoke about his nonchalant, his lackadaisical, his absence, his lack of hope, bringing any hope at all for the people. You would have seen where I predicted what would have happened, that it happened. I told them again about Mr. Graham, that all Mr. Graham is interested in is to flash about, dress about, speak about himself, and how rich he is. He had no interest for the people. He only wanted to get into parliament. I warned them. I did it publicly, and I wasn't being nasty to him, because he's somebody that I speak to and get along with. I don't hate him. I don't hate Mr. Pickersgill. I don't hate any of the PNP representative. What I hate about them is the lies, the deception, the betrayal that they came to the people, and they promised them that they will be able to assist them. And they have not done so. Mr. Graham, most of all, he came there and he was all through the constituency. Everywhere I went, I saw him. Now, where is he? Where hasn't he been in the constituency to do what he promised the people that he would have done? The water issue, the road issue, the lighting issue, the issue of the markets is going to tell you that it is a parish council matter. When I become the member of parliament, whether the road is a parish council road or not, once it is affecting the people adversely, it is my remit to make sure that help comes to the people. We have the Spark program, $40 billion allotted to the program. And the one and only meeting we have had with the Spark Secretariat, he was missing. He was not there to represent the constituency, to ensure that the people's business were being treated with. He was missing, and up until now, he have not shown his face around here. I am not the member of parliament, and I have to be taking the battle and the fight to ask and to beg for assistance to come to the constituency on behalf of the people. It is not fair. And Mr. Graham is being paid by the taxpayers of this country. And finally, let me say this. The hypocrisy of the People's National Party, both the leader, also Mr. Damian Crawford, they are deceptious in their pronouncement. If I were the leader of the opposition, there can be no member of parliament in my party that could have behaved in the way Mr. Graham has behaved. And I have not calling him to answer questions. I would not have gone to the public and say to them, I am disappointed in this member of parliament. He's not doing what we expect him to do. And we are saying that he's no longer representing us. 5 years, Mr. Graham is missing out of parliament and missing from the constituency. And Mr. Crawford, who loves to speak about how bright he is, could come to the people and talk about how honest he is. And at no time has Mr. Crawford opened his mouth that is always open to say that Mr. Graham has done wrong and that Mr. Graham had let down the PNP, and that is a shame. Just like what KD Knight had revealed, that he was ashamed that he was not able to do more for the people. Mr. Knight did a decent thing. Why hasn't Mr. Golden and Mr. Crawford do the right and decent thing to call out Mr. Graham and say, come into the constituency while you serve as member of parliament and do your job because you're making it bad for the PNP? They don't have the balls to do so because they are dishonest, deceptious, and they are a betrayal to the people of this country, and in particular to the constituency of St. Catherine Northwestern. They shouldn't have shown their face back inside there.
So, Mr. Amos, the sitting member of parliament, Mr. Graham, he wasn't just missing from the parliament, but he was missing from the constituency too?
I can attest to this, that Mr. Graham, he doesn't have an office in the constituency. He doesn't have an office which he occupies in the constituency. The office that he had before he won, he ran out the rest of the PNP, Mr. Garrix and the rest of them that was in it. And they had was to go and find a little place down on Royal Avenue to put up an office. Because I understand that Mr. Graham have now occupied that space, not as a PNP office, and he's still the member of parliament. He's not seen anywhere in the constituency. And the PNP people are coming to my office to ask me for help on their behalf because they do not have a member of parliament. Mr. Garrix.
But this is serious, man. This is serious, you know.
It is more than serious.
I mean,
it is iniquitous. It is more than serious. This is more than serious. We have issue in the constituency, which is the remit of the member of parliament to articulate on behalf of the people. I can't do so. There's nothing in law that I, as a caretaker, can spend any money from government on behalf of the people. I will go to prison.
Okay.
Mr. Graham is the only person by law who is permitted to do so. And while he remained as member of parliament, he refused or neglect to do so with the knowledge of his party leader.
So how come we're just now hearing these things directly from you, Mr. Amos?
I have been saying this over and over and over again until I become so petrified.
Okay.
I got kept quiet because another thing is that I gave Mr. Graham his chance to carry out his promises to the people that he will treat with their business effectively and properly.
Why the situation bad, man? This is serious, people. Sorry, your phone went out just a second. Yeah, I mean, if you don't show up at parliament, you know, you become a no-show more than once, more than twice. You know, there has to be some compensation of the Jamaican taxpayers. You can't be collecting $20 million for not going. So this is, me not know who responds for this, but this has to be looked into. I've been saying it, you know, about the absence from parliament, but I didn't know there was an absence in the constituency as well.
He's not seen in the constituency. I believe that, remember now, Mr. Graham was appointed, selected as a spokesperson. I think it was on energy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he resigned from that.
And he resigned from it.
Yeah.
The only decent thing that he could have done was to resign. The only decent and honorable thing he could have done was to resign from the constituency and to say, I no longer have an interest, or whatever excuse he wants to make. If he really believed in the people's interest, he would have taken that position and allowed for someone, whether me or anybody else, even if the PNP standard bearer would have come in and won, we would still have an MP there to take care of the people's business. It is to show you, it is the basis for me to call them traitors and betrayers of the people.
My
Why I
gosh.
made that statement.
Oh
It is
gosh.
if they had the people's interest at heart, he would have done the right thing and resigned as a member of parliament and cause a by-election to be held where the people can be properly represented. And you have the gall, Mr. Crawford, have the gall to come into this constituency and to talk about the power of the PNP. Huh? After all this kind of dishonesty, collecting taxpayers' money without working for it, and you come to talk about you are honorable and that you are pointing finger at others. He goes into the Senate and under the protection of the rule of the Senate, he cursed the Prime Minister. He's brighter than the Prime Minister. He cursed every member, every minister. He's at everybody except at himself and his party and his colleague.
Have you had any interactions with him since he's been campaigning over there?
I am a person who treat everyone with your decency. And Mr. Crawford have my I don't disrespect people, but I tell them the truth. Okay. And I have indicated to him we speak when we meet. And one of the things he said that he's sharp on his lips, but what he don't fathom is that loose lips sink ships. He has sunk the PNP ship over and over. He has always, whenever his leaders speak, he said something different. Wherever he goes, he says things that is not in keeping with what they are saying. So that's his mantra. He's the spokesperson for everything and nothing. Okay. And that's what is going to happen in this constituency. I want to take this opportunity to again say to the people of Northwest St. Catherine, Mr. Crawford speaks about himself and himself and himself. He's the brightest person. He wants to be prime minister. He wants to be leader of the opposition. And this is my personal view. And it has been said on the street. I've not heard him said it, so I don't have the authority. But I don't think Mr. Crawford wants the PNP to win. He wants the PNP to lose, but he wants to win his seat. Oh, he wants to win his seat.
Mr. Amos, really?
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Mr. Amos, come on now. That is a serious statement. We say no one PNP to win.
Do you think Mr. Crawford, in his current state of mind, that makes every statement against what is said by his leader and his party? If it's about taxes, he makes a statement which brings them into disrepute. How could it be a person who qualifies himself as a senior spokesperson of a party? You think I could go there and speak against what my leader and prime minister has stated as a policy? You think I would be stupid enough to do that? So if he's so bright, why would he be speaking out of turn? Don't you think this is deliberate?
Boy, he's making you think for a second, but I don't know.
Not to think critically. If you're going to think out of the box, why would you, if you are married to a man, or a man and a woman both married, and they go on the street, they go to a function, and everything that the woman says, the man says something different, contradicted. And everything that the man says, the woman says something different, contradicted. What conclusion would you have drawn?
They're not a team. They're not working together.
So why are we not making that conclusion here? It's no different. It's no different.
Oh,
if Mr. Crawford said his party position is, as well as the General Secretary for the PNP. Whilst I will tell you that I believe that the General Secretary wants his party to win, I can't say the same thing for the other guy.
Okay.
Because he wants to be prime minister and he wants to be leader of this party. Go back and look at his statements and his outbursts over the years with him and Lisa Anna, with him and the same Mark Holden. Go back and listen to it. It's not. Remember what I said? Loose lip, sink ship. Go back and listen to all the things that he has said over the years when we had the leadership race between Mr. Phillips and Mr. Bunting.
But it sounds like you pay close attention to what happens. I mean, we don't see much of you on the social media platform, but it sounds like you know everything that's going on.
I am a student and a servant of the people. I learn at the feet of those who have gone before me.
Okay.
I have spent most of my time as a policeman, and I have done well in that era. And people are accusing me that I am a traditional person. Yes, I am a traditional person, but I am well learned. And as a result of that, I have to look at contemporary issues. I have to change. I use the computer. I am on social media. I am a forward thinker. I operate a successful business. So what is it? What I will not give up is my name. That's what I have. I can go around and buy what I want. But when I went my office today, I went to about 3 grave digging. And everybody that comes up to me was making a case for themselves, what they want as a help to them. Some of them are PNP, wearing PNP armband. And I don't turn them away. I tell them to come to the office. And I will help them. And I have been helping them. I have PNP employed in my business. I have assisted PNP people to get jobs. We are one people. We go to school together. We go to church together.
So you're born and raised in the constituency, sir?
Sorry?
Are you born and raised? You're from the constituency originally?
I was born in Mount Rasa. Mount Rasa is in St. Catherine. It's just out of Yorton.
Yeah.
I went to school in Linstead. I was raised in Yorton and Mount Rasa. My mother and my father had 10 of us. I am the last one out of 10. And I have done and carried my father's name ever since he has died, and my mother, and I honor them equally in death as in life. And I will never do anything to sully my father's name. I have kept his name going high, and I'm in politics, and no one can point finger at me in politics as being dishonest or untrustworthy. One of my mantra is to be able to be looked at and to say, I trust him, because I have had my issues in my lifetime. And I don't want people to treat me the way people for me to treat people the way people treated me. I have learned by my own mistakes. I have saved hundreds of lives in this country. I have saved hundreds of thousands of lives in this country. I have saved the lives of young people, middle-aged people, and the elderly. And I'm still doing that because that is my gift from my God, that I look out for those who needs my help. And nobody can take that from me. If you kill me tomorrow, you're still not going to take that from me. And one of the reasons why I remain in politics is to see exactly what else is going to happen. How much can the people take from these set of people, the same councillors, the same member of parliament for 30 plus years, everything remained the same. And will they still continue to do the same thing over again? I want to prove that.
Okay, so in terms of campaigning in the constituency, do you need any assistance, or are you okay? You know,
a constituency like mine always need assistance when you are in government, but you are not the member of parliament or the councillor. We always need assistance at all levels.
Okay.
I have been given assistance by the party from time to time. Most of my expenditure comes from my own coffers. And you have people in the private sector that give assistance. I have to go into some community and put in lights that is represented by a councillor and an MP. I have to go into constituency and build 2 houses for people in Orange Field. A man who used to live in a 4 cube under Pickersgill. And he knew about it. I had us to go there and build a house, put that man in.
Okay. Wow.
And this is the type of work that we do. All I'm saying, it would be a backward step for the people of St. Catherine Northwestern to continue to have a member of parliament or the councillors represented by either party who have not served them and served them well.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm not here talking just because I want to talk. I seldomly go on a talk show.
Mm-hmm.
I come on your show because I admired you from your show.
Well, thank you.
And I noticed I love your fighting spirit. I love the way you stand up with a man or woman. I like that in a person.
Thank you.
You're so good for. I mean, people are motivated by your spirit, and therefore, when I was contacted, I consented.
Thank you, Mr.
I have been
Amos.
asked to come on so many talk shows, and I have not gone on them.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. There are 2,200 people listening to you right now via YouTube, and I'm sure that you're going to be sharing so that people can hear all the things you said here tonight. I'm shocked by some of it, to be honest with you, because we don't really get to see, the depths of what happens in some of these constituencies, And
Yes.
Certainly the media landscape in Jamaica is not like it used to be before. So it's only by talking with people who are, in direct contact with the situation, and you're helping us to understand what's going on there. So I appreciate that. So is there anything final that you want to say to the audience here before you go?
All I would like to say to everyone that are listening to my voice, that I have tried my very best only to represent those that I know will be benefited from me being a member of parliament.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked with them. I have lived with them. I grew up with them. And it's not that I am being parachuted into a constituency. When I came to this constituency, when the Prime Minister spoke to me about it in 2015, and I could have gone to a different constituency, and I said to him, I want to go over there. He said, but that's a tough one. I said, that's where I was born. If I'm going to make a name, that's where I need to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, fine. I do not regret it, despite the fact that I have lost 2 elections.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time that I have lost, I have brought more pain to the PNP. Because they found out that this man who came inside here to represent this party that was always behind are now either in front or walking side by side.
Mm.
So all I ask is for support in any way, shape, or form. Just a comment that will encourage people to wake up and to smell the coffee and to know that the decision that they make are the ones that they will have to live with. And St. Catherine Northwestern is not good for the PNP to continually represent the people. Those who know the parish well, knows the constituency well, will know that I speak the truth. And finally, Mr. Crawford is not a trustworthy person. Mr. Damian Crawford is not a trustworthy person. He says the things that he wants people to know. He does not do the things that the people want him to do. And he says things that pleases himself. Because if he didn't, he would come out as a true Jamaican and say, Mr. Hugh Graham have not represented you well. I am disappointed in him and that I am here to do better. Until he is able to say that and to say that definitively, I will have him as a traitor to the people.
Oh, Mr. Amos, I want to ask you one more question before you go. I read a while ago that when you guys went to the recount, both attorneys on both sides were calling for a reform of some sort. I guess there was a dissatisfaction with the process. Can you tell the people what that was about?
Okay. So I didn't want to talk about this publicly, and this is the first time, and it's on your program I'm doing this. I've never discussed it despite they have invited me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of the magisterial recount, the presiding judge made some comments. The attorneys that were present, including my daughter, who's an attorney at law, Mr. Tom Finson, Mr. Shane Dallin, and there were two others. First of all, the biggest discrepancy is that there was a breach. They break the law. Now, the law, based on what I was told, is that all the ballots must be counted by the returning officer.
Oh.
The ballots were never counted for the final result by the returning officer. It was counted by the deputy returning officer whilst the returning officer was in office.
Oh.
And that was pointed out to the court by Mr. Finson.
Mm-hmm.
The judge comment was that the affidavit placed before her was to count the ballots and not to look at those type of discrepancy.
Okay.
So if I had pursued the matter in another court, challenging that aspect of it, I would have been the member of parliament. There were discrepancy with the ballots. Remember the night of the election, I was declared the winner. It was said on the station that I had won.
Yes.
Now, thereafter, we were told that I lost by 22 votes. Now, when the ballots were counted, a number of my ballots. So, for instance, the presiding officer, that is the presiding officer is the one that presides of the ballots and the election at the polling station. When the poll is closed, he would have checked the ballots and make a determination as to those for the JLP, those for the PNP, those for the independent, and if there are any that is spoiled. That's my understanding of it. On some of my boxes, especially coming out of my strong area, say for instance, in PD 20, he would have checked and wrote on the outside of the box that the JLP has 50 votes as against the PNP 25. When the ballots were counted at the magisterial recount, there was a discrepancy with it. I would have no longer have that final count. My ballot was declared as being spoiled.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay.
I have never discussed this because I didn't want to sound like a sore loser.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now that you asked the question, I am able to say this, and that is something that I don't dwell on it. If officials say I've lost, I've lost, and I just go away and do what I need to do. I'm not casting any aspersion on anyone. All I'm saying that those are the realities.
Well, thank you for the clarity because a lot of people didn't know what that was all about. There was a hold up. We know that it went to recount and everything, but the other aspect of it, we had no clue. So whatever that is, I saw that both attorneys were in agreement that something needed to be changed, but I wasn't sure what it was. So I hope it's resolved though.
Well, I have made a complaint about it, so I'm hoping that some things will be done going into the next election.
Okay. So where can the people find you on social media?
Well, I am on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, and I am on Facebook. I have my people who are monitoring my page.
Okay.
And I know I need to do some improvement on it. And I have never been bigly on social media in 2016 and in 2020. and the landscape has changed tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
And social media, now you breathe it, you eat it, you see it, you drink it.
Yeah.
So I am not going to be left behind where this part of my campaign is going. All I ask is to be treated fairly. I know what it for social media brings.
Yes.
But I am not afraid to speak my mind.
Right.
And I am not going to lie to you. I'm not perfect, but I can tell you, once it comes to the people, I try to be honest to them as best as possible.
Okay, well, I'll be following you to see what you're doing on social media.
I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much for joining.
You're most welcome, and continue to do the good job.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, bye.
So, people, that was the MP caretaker for Northwest St. Catherine, Mr. Amos, former police, and he means no words, you know. I didn't even know some of this information about the sitting member of parliament. Not only is he missing from the parliament, but he's missing from the constituency. What can go so, people? With a salary of probably $20 million? Hello, good night.
Charlie,
Yes.
check Mr. Amos, you have two little black film up there, you know. You understand?
Okay.
And him need to have somebody strong when know the thing a campaign with him up there. We don't want him to sit down and go on like 2016 and 2020, then the days are gone by now.
All right, so you want him improve. So you want him improve the blogging and the social media presence.
Yes, man, improve the blogging, man, and push out him thing, man.
Okay.
We must say, them now do nothing, so when him push out, you know, man, he will go with the seat, you know.
All right, I'm sure he's listening. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, man, if you listen, Mr. Amos, push out yourself.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you.
Somebody want campaign around you, help you.
All right, thank you, Mr. West Kingston. Big up yourself.
All right.
Yes. One thing with Mr. West Kingston. I wonder if Mr. West Kingston related to TV, man. Lord, what a man them passionate. Anyway, this is 1 hour me that will stay for, but it looks like we've gone over just a little bit. I'm just gonna finish talking about what I came here to speak about, and then I'm not gonna really take too much call tonight, guys, because I have to wrap it up a little early. But before Mr. Amos called, and I thank him for calling because we have a lot to digest here. Mr. Hugh Graham, me not understand how this work. If a person is missing from the parliament for so many sittings, they're not supposed to get a full paycheck, people. Somebody not supposed to calculate the absences and the salary and deduct what to go back to the taxpayer and them something there. I don't understand. But it's a weird thing because, you know, Damien going into the constituency, nobody not really know if there's a relationship between Damien and the sitting MP and how that work. It's weird, you know. But Mr. Amos make a good case for himself, you know. Me not tell a lie. So if there are any naysayers on the JLP side or the PNP side, don't you hear the man making case? And all of who in the constituency are out of the constituency. However you can help, he said, you know, we can always use help. So however you can help and you want to help, go ahead and help him. You know, reach out to him. All of you social media bloggers and them people there, all of you people who go knock on doors or whatsoever, if you can help Mr. Amos and you want to help the people of Northwest, go over there and help. You know, grassroots style. So, before Mr. Amos called, we were talking about the Integrity Commission. And JPU is urging the Integrity Commission, in my opinion, and everybody on the Integrity Commission compromise. I think there are good and decent Jamaicans who want to do what is right. And if you are one of those people on the IC, start resigning. Because writing anonymous letter and them something there, that not going anywhere, because you see, the media come out and they not even talk, them can't talk. So how does that make sense? That doesn't fix anything. So they need to start resigning at the IC and just make everything dismantle and restructure. Allow me to tell people, because this can't continue. They allow themselves over there to let the PNP mash up the IC. Politicized it. And for what? This is wrong. And I think, let's not waste time and waste money on them something. This does not make any sense. Guys, I want to talk to you about Mr. Robert Chin. I see Mr. Robert Chin's Facebook page posted this earlier. And as you know, Mr. Chin was challenged, the complaints and then the challenge. And he's being replaced by a gentleman named Ian Ives, who I invite over here. Mr. Ives, come over here and talk to us sometime. But Mr. Chin is going down to Clarendon to challenge the sitting MP, PNP MP, Lowton Cousins. Clarendon Southwest. Me not understand this. This puzzling to me. Because if you found yourself in a situation where you are a member of parliament and you're not going back for a second term because of whatever reason, an internal party matter where your party not feel like you stood up to the challenge or whatever, or you think that the people them cross the way is gonna accept you. Because to me, while it wasn't an election that, voted out Mr. Chin, I kind of see it in a way like we're bunting them and dating them a do. They underperform in one constituency and they move across several others. And it's like, I don't know how this makes sense. If I were in Mr. Robert Chin's shoes, what I would do. Well on there, John Black, thank you. Guys, you have to hit the like button, because me not come over here stress out, No tell me say the 2,000 odd people there. Look here, hit the like button for me, please. Moderator, let me know when we can continue. Give me a break, may I come.
Here. You don't want to stand outside, don't know. Play the one over there, suppose. Jamaica. Let us vote for better Jamaica. In this election, let us vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. Everybody, vote for Labour. Play the next one. Play the next one. Play the next one. PNP Mash Up IC. Everybody go, 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 PNP Mash Up IC. Yes, sir. So we got JP, we got PNP, we can come up at JP now, JP.
So guys, thank you, Mr. Say. About 1,000 people gone up with the like button now. We don't make we have to come out here come talk them look or something there, please. Anyway, Mr. Chin now, what I am saying is if I were you, I would have just stay there in South Manchester and help the gentleman who is going to go to the electorate. Because the two are from the same party, and I'm hoping that you both equally care about the people and what they're about. instead of put yourself somewhere else right off the bat. Maybe you can stay there and see where you went wrong and reinvent yourself and come back or something like that. Because me don't know how the people them Lawton Cousins constituents, how them go, whether them are JLP or PNP, when them say you come from South Manchester because your party didn't found you fit to go back to the people. How that look? Thank you, Miss Debbie, for your membership. Thank you. Guys, you can be a member over here, Jamaica 411, good night. Thank you for joining. What do you think about Mr. Robert Chin going down there? You see, Lawton Cousins used to cuss the government in them, used to follow gold in them and talk some very nasty things. Right? Some uncalled for things, some very immature things. I mean, notice that from the Prime Minister went down there and did the handoff ceremony and gave the constituents the house. Him not come back out come cuss the government again. Because it look like Lawton Cousins as to say, you know what? That style of politics don't make sense. So I don't really see him do what the Dayton Campbell and those people are doing. So that's good. You have to carry yourself properly if you want to come in politics and say you're a role model. That is one thing that a lot of people say about Philip Paulwell, is that, yes, you might not agree on the policies all the time, but that level of common decency, it's always there. You understand? But when you have the people them know like Dayton Campbell, boy, I mean, I know. I don't even want to get into that. But let me see what you guys are saying. South Manchester people. And the people them down a which part Lawton Cousins is. Clarendon Southwest. I want to feel about Robert Chin coming down there. Boy, I'm not telling a lie now. Yes, that's something where the Prime Minister will do. If you raise up his salary. Everybody want parliament work now, people. Me not blame them as long as them do their work. And this is why when you see the Prime Minister do the re-evaluation to see if the MP them do their work and who the people them say nah work or whatever, them replace them. It's a good thing because you cannot get $20 million annually and you're not doing a good job. Yes, you want to see what you grandma do. I collect how much taxpayer money and not even a sit in a parliament the man not go from when. No, sir. Big up Seaview Gardens. Thank you for joining. Leroy, big up yourself. I never know say Mr. Amos listen to you over here. Thank God. Anyway, guys, for those of you who are just joining, wanna probably miss out on the first part of the program, where JPU brought the news that according to a source close to JPU and close to law enforcement, on Saturday, a PNP aspirant MP caretaker was pulled over in what is reported as a stolen Mercedes Benz. She was not charged, not arrested. The vehicle was seized by the police. So we will see if Blunderbuss and those people are going to have anything to say. The candidate is Danishka Williams. Danishka Williams is going to be running against Xavier Main at the next general election. And by the way, there is a constituency launch, I think it's called, in Southeast Centan tonight. Dr. Russell, the new candidate that's going to represent Southeast Centan. Lisa Hanna is leaving. I do not believe she's present there tonight. And who would blame her? I mean, look at the way they treated the woman. I wouldn't trust them anyway. So she's not there. I don't think they want her there to begin with because they don't like her. So, you know, there was speculations a few days ago, which I commented on over here, about whether Mr. Russell would be replaced by Dayton's baby mother, Cadian Harty. Right? I told you guys that it was alleged, and I said if it was true, no one should be surprised because that's how they do things. They put in people in there, make them build up the constituency, and then fling them out without a democratic process. So we don't know. We will see. Anyway, guys, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. I'm glad you stopped by. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Let us catch up Friday, yes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yes, so we're not going to talk tomorrow, but we'll talk on Friday. Thank you for joining. Make sure you're sharing our content. And have yourselves a good night.
Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Pick up yourself because you don't know you will discover. Natalie, you're bigger than George Washington Bridge and Island Empire State Building. Straight to the ceiling. Sin, Lord of mercy. Jamaica is not a place to go all. Not when certain guys in control. Jehovah God no. Lord of mercy. Hey. Some say that them are dieting. And them must suffer to hell no rotted. Natalie, more you pick up yourself. Right now because you're rougher than them. Hey, they must say that them are dieting. And they must suffer to hell no rotted.